I built an automated CRM system that captures leads, scores them, and instantly informs the sales manager when the lead books a call. Let's see how it works. Most B2B service businesses manage their pipeline manually. A lead books a call, someone copies their details into a spreadsheet, someone else creates an opportunity, another person notifies the sales rep, hey, you have a call in a few minutes. This creates obvious problems. Number one, leads fall through the cracks. You miss out on leads. You do not want this. Human errors like duplicate contacts, missing data, and wrong stage assignments pollute the CRM. If you can feel a polluted CRM, feel it right now, visualize it, notice how chaotic that is. You want clean, simple, lean systems. And third, sales rep find out about their call late. Sales reps are already stressed about their targets, commissions, etc. The last thing you want to do to them is inform them late that hey, you have a call. This bottleneck prevents service businesses from scaling their sales processes. An automated CRM eliminates the manual handoff entirely and gets the right person notified instantly. Okay, now let's see how it works. We'll be hosting our CRM inside Airtable. Similar logic will apply across multiple platforms, even across Google Sheets. But since we're using Airtable, let me just give you a brief overview of how our CRM has been built. We have multiple tables here. Getting started is something you can populate talking about every single table. Then we have a team where you will list out, let's say you have a sales manager, you have sales rep, you have people responsible for customer success, etc. You can list all of them down here. Then we have multiple stages a lead will be in. That's why Airtable is a preferred platform, because it will give you metrics based on stages. You can do a lot of stuff with Airtable. For the purposes of our example, we'll just focus on the qualification stage where a lead books a discovery call and we are just qualifying them. We'll not focus on the rest of these stages, but Airtable gives you access to build out all these. Then we have interaction types. Interaction types are types of call bookings. Think of them like that, such as discovery, demo, kickoff call. This happens after the sales process is done. Then we will mention our lead sources: LinkedIn, YouTube, referral, email, Upwork, etc. You can get super granular here. Then comes accounts. Accounts, think of this like companies. Think of this like a full bucket. So let's say I am a lead, Sayam Miglani. Then it's better to have my company's account here, because within a company you can have multiple people as contacts. You can have the CEO as the contact, you can have the VP of sales as a contact. So we want to segregate accounts and contacts separately. Account is the business that you're pitching, and contacts are people inside that business that you can approach. Opportunities are nothing but, you can frame opportunities as, okay, the account and the interaction type. That is the new opportunity that has been created. Interactions are singular calls that we have, all these interaction types. Because there are multiple stages inside the sales process, that's why it helps to have, especially when you're scaling. If you don't have enough calls being booked, then you don't need all of this. But once you have a predictable lead flow, then you definitely need this. So all of this exercise is primarily for people who are scaling their business, as opposed to people who don't yet have enough calls booked on your calendar. If that is a struggle, then you fix that. This is preferably for people who are going to scale. Now that you have a brief overview of how Airtable works, this is enough for this example. Then we need to sketch stuff out inside. We need to create a diagram basically of the entire workflow. And why I did not take you through the workflow first is because it's good to see how this platform works, how Airtable works, before I talk you through the workflow, because the workflow won't make sense otherwise. All right, now let's zoom in to the workflow. What do we have here? So first things first, lead books discovery call via cal.com. Then our automation, which is make, receives that info via webhook. Basically, as soon as the call gets entered, we need to capture that information. Then once we've captured that information, we need to make sure that firstly, the account that is being created, it's does it exist earlier? Is someone who's contacting us, is the lead coming from an account that already exists in our database, or are they coming from a new account? This logic needs to be handled. If they already exist, then we just update their information. If they don't exist, then we create new account. Basically, as we are scaling, we don't want duplications. We don't want a polluted CRM. We are doing this automation to keep things clean and fast. Once we have updated or created their new account, then we do the same thing with contacts. Accounts and contacts can have duplication issues. So same thing we do for contacts. Let's say Tommy Norris is contacting you and they have already contacted you before for their oil and exploration agency services, and they already exist, then you don't want to capture their information again. You simply want to update them. If they've never contacted you before, you want to include their information for the first time. Then we have formulas inside Airtable. Airtable also gives you the option of calculating formulas like Google Sheets, etc. So we calculate their lead score. Quite a few companies prefer, quite a few companies that are scaling prefer that we have a lead score in place so that the highest lead scoring lead can be directly sent to their best salespeople. Then after that, we create a new opportunity in Airtable. Opportunity and interactions will be creating new all the time. And finally, when all of this happens inside your CRM system, then we want to notify the sales manager regarding the new opportunity on Slack so that they instantly get this info that, okay, you have a new opportunity, assign a opportunity owner. This step I've kept manual. This can also be automated with time, but for the time being, I have kept this manual that the manager assigns opportunity owner manually, or basically the sales rep who will take this sales call, they do it manually. Again, can be automated. Right now, I think it's preferable to have a human in the loop also. Depends on where you are at with your business. If you are scaling and right now you don't have clarity on right now you don't have clearly defined your accounts and which opportunity owner should be responsible for a particular account, then manual works. All right. Now we have clarity on how this diagram flows, how this workflow flows. Now it's all about capturing it in make.com and making sure we are debugging stuff, etc. So I won't go through every single module here. Don't think of this as a tutorial, think of this as high level how things are going to work. Basically, we have a webhook that captures as soon as someone books a call here. As soon as someone clicks on confirm, we have a webhook to capture their information. We can set this to immediately as the data arrives, and this can be always on. Then we search existing accounts. We define our tables. We define our formulas. Okay, if the account name equals a particular company name, then what you do is you basically upsert account. Upsert is nothing but update if information exists, create if information doesn't exist, upsert. So we use that functionality. With Airtable, we don't have to have multiple routes here like we had in the diagram. We don't have to route information necessarily because Make and Airtable has this upsert feature. Then we again upsert their account. based on record ID, based on the ID that is for a particular account. Right now, you don't have any information here. But once we have information populated here, every single account will be assigned an ID. So based on that ID, we will upsert their account information. The exact same logic holds for existing contacts. We will first search. Okay, let's say Tommy Norris is booking a call. Does this dude exist? If yes, upsert. Okay, you understand this. Let's move forward. Then we create new opportunity. We create new interaction. All of this, we make it dynamic so that we have a automated workflow as opposed to something that's static. Finally, we inform our manager. We create a particular format where we would like to inform our manager that they have a new opportunity. This is the full name of the person. Then this is the exact date and time when this opportunity is going to happen. This is the exact link inside Airtable. Basically, please assign an opportunity owner here. We will directly give the sales manager a link that they click and they directly land inside Airtable, inside that particular opportunity, so that they can assign an opportunity owner here. Now, enough about diagrammatic representation and how we have structured this in make.com. Now let's just run a scenario and see how it happens. Okay, so I have this discovery call. Let me fill this information first. Title founder. Okay, we have filled all necessary information. Now for testing purposes, what we'll do is I'll click run once, then I'll submit it right here. And it has captured all information and it has delivered the Slack message. So within 60 seconds, what you will see inside Slack is that you have a new opportunity. You have the full name, you have the meeting type, and then you clearly have please assign an opportunity owner here. You can directly go inside this. Your team will populate here. Let's say Rebecca is the best gal for this job. You can just assign her immediately here. We can even build an automation where as soon as you assign someone, they get notified. But for the purposes of this video, I'll just keep stuff simple. Okay, now let's look at how it looks in our CRM. As soon as we sent information, our accounts table got updated. We have our contact updated. Fully. We have our lead score calculated. We have opportunity. We can max this out, this opportunity window. We can include further metrics in terms of priority, in terms of lead score, so that when a sales manager is actually inside an opportunity, they have full information for them to make a quick decision as opposed to them on the fly just assigning people. And we have the interaction captured here, sorted by date, so that you know which opportunities are earliest, are closest to you. Awesome. This is one single automation. Obvious automations that follow this, I'll just talk you through that. Is okay, this is manager being notified. Then once manager assigns a new opportunity, we can have an automation of as soon as the sales rep has been notified, assigned, they get notified. They get all information on this particular candidate, we can build AI flows where anything specific that they need to know outside of their SOPs can also be delivered, such as recent news, enriched information about that particular candidate, where we can pull out their social information, their not social information, but their basically their from their social profiles. We can see, okay, what are they posting. We can see from their website what new event is happening. Based on that, if they need particular news that can be given to the sales rep, the sky is the limit basically. Then other automations that stem from here are, once this has happened, then the part in the middle, which is actually taking the call, that is obviously going to be manual. Once your discovery call has been taken, then also we can create an automation where we create a automated proposal. Why care about so many automations? It's just to save time, it's just to cut time so that you can scale systematically. If you have multiple leads coming in, then it doesn't make sense that your processes remain the old ones. You need more automated workflows. Awesome. So this is it. The result that we see now is 60 seconds from booking to full CRM record created and manager notified. Zero manual data entry. This is very important. Zero duplicate records, zero missed leads. If I fill this information once again, if I fill this call once again, what you will notice is inside here, you won't notice accounts and contacts being created again. You will notice that opportunity and interactions are added. As simple as that. The sales manager always has full context before the call happens. Lead score already calculated, opportunity already created, interaction already logged. Most importantly, the right sales guy gets notified instantly instead of finding out hours later. Awesome. This is it for this video. If you want to see how we can automate your sales process using AI, book a free AI audit using the link in description. I would love to first consult you on what actually you need before we build stuff out for you. I think that is a major gap in the market right now, that companies are worried about AI, but they don't exactly know how to leverage it inside their business. So we won't build, first we will diagnose. Once we have our diagnosis, once we both agree that, okay, this is exactly what we need, thanks IM for guiding me, then we'll build. Cool. This is it for the video. I'll see you again in the next one. If you have any bottlenecks in your business that you already know need to be fixed with AI, just mention them in the comments. I'll maybe create a workflow and a automation for them so that you know, okay, this is how it can be done. Okay, bye-bye.